everyone, my name is Brittany, welcome back to my channel, and today is the start of Camp Weekendween. So today is October 29th, 2021, and it is the start of Camp Weekendween, which means that I have 4 books to read in 3 days. It's officially been my 8 hours at work, so now I decided it was a good time to film. Alas, I still have more work to do, so I will not be logging off just yet, but I wanted to give you an update on what I've read today. I decided to start with You Have a Match, and I decided to do this first because I have the audiobook. So I was able to listen to this a little bit at work today. I only got like 28% of the way in, which is chapter 9, which is like page 87. It's really not that far. I've had a hard time listening to it. I just don't know if it's like a great, not like it's a bad audiobook, but I feel like some books are just harder to listen to on audio than others. Like I just feel like it doesn't flow very well in my mind of visualizing. I'm having a hard time visualizing the book, and I have to like listen really hard to find out like what's going on in the plot. I don't know, maybe it's just not the book for me. We'll see. But basically this book is about Abby, and Abby does a DNA test with her friend who is adopted to, in support of her friend who she also has a really big crush on. And she does this DNA test and finds out that she has a full-blooded sister. Like both parents' sister, not like a half sister, a full sister that they gave up for adoption like a year and a half before she was born. And then she meets up with this sister, and now she's basically followed her to this camp. I don't know if she like intended to follow her. I kind of missed that. But anyway, they're both at the same camp, also with Abby's love interest, which is her best friend, Leo. Surprise. As I'll really deduce from this, I'm also just like exceptionally tired. I've had a hard time listening to this today, but also even though I've only had like 2 meetings that only took up like 2 hours of my time today, I just had a really hard time listening to this, and I just find it a little boring. But I also don't know if it's just because it's like YA and just kind of slower. Like I know in YA sometimes you like over explain situations. I feel like that's kind of happened a couple times in here. I don't know. This might just be better to read in person, so I'll probably get to this a little bit later. But as soon as I'm off work, I plan on picking up Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke. And this is a pretty short novella. I know it's like a weird, disturbing horror, and I'm hoping that can help me stay motivated to read. I think I'm just having a hard time reading because I've also like read a lot over the past week for like a totally different reading vlog. And I basically read probably like 10 books in the last like 2 weeks. So it's just kind of like a lot. I've had a lot going on. So I really would like something really nice and short and sweet. I'm not sure if sweet is the right word for that, but it looks disturbing and fucked up, and I think a lot of it's like messages in between online, like it's basically like their online messages. So I think hopefully it should be a really fun, fast read. So I'm hoping to get that done after work today when I'm actually done with work, but we'll see. I'm already hitting like the I'm kind of done point, and I think I'm just really tired, especially when I'm covering for other people, which I'm covering for 3 different people on my team today, and I have to go into all their inboxes and work on all their plans over my own plans. I'm done. Like I'm really tired. I really would like to go take a nap. And I'm not a nap person, but I am feeling a nap. If you want to know more about my TBR, by the way, I'll link it down below and above. So I have the 4 books I'm going to read, which also include Mating the Huntress and My Best Friend's Exorcism. I'm hoping to get to all of them this weekend. We'll see. I know it's also Halloween weekend, duh. So I will be watching some old favorites, hopefully like Hocus Pocus and The Night Before Christmas. So that's my goal. We're gonna see how this weekend works out. But so far I'm only 28% into 1 book, which isn't looking too promising. So it's Friday night, and I did end up finishing Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke. And I really don't know how to feel about it. I think I'm gonna probably give it like a 3.5. I feel like this is definitely disturbing short horror, and I really enjoyed that. It's basically about these 2 women who meet on the internet over an apple peeler in 2000. Yes, the year 2000. And they basically have an online relationship that turns into kind of like a master-slave BDSM relationship. And it's the sadomasochism side of that, and it's definitely disturbing and weird, but it wasn't as disturbing as I was expecting. That sounds really terrible, maybe I'm just really fucked up. I was just expecting something a little more dark, even though I guess this is very dark in a lot of ways and very disturbing. And there's definitely a lot of points where I was like, ooh, God, like I just finished this for like an hour on the couch, and there was a lot of points where I did the face because it was really gross. There's a lot of like really gross bits in there, but like in terms of enjoyment, I really enjoyed it, but at the same time, it wasn't like the most captivating thing I've ever read. Maybe I just read too much dark shit anymore to be like overly impressed, but it was definitely good. I would recommend it if you want some disturbing short horror, and it definitely ended on a note, which I enjoyed, and it definitely leaves you with kind of an ambiguous ending, but also you kind of know what's gonna happen, and it's not good. On to the next one. I'm still listening to You Have a Match. I'm going to listen to more of it tonight when I go to bed, because usually I stay up a little bit and listen to my audiobooks, and I will play Candy Crush or something. So that's what I'm gonna be doing tonight, and hopefully I can at least make it to like the 50% mark, but we'll see. I don't think it's a bad book by any means. I just think that young adult contemporary romance wasn't really like the thing I was looking for, I guess, at the moment. I don't really know what I'm looking for, but I don't know if it was this. So maybe that's why I'm also reading it a little bit slower, but I think it's also because I'm listening to it on audio. Maybe it would be faster if I read it in person. I think each book is different, so maybe I'll try reading some of it in person tomorrow and see how that goes. But one book down, 3 to go. So it is actually 10 p.m. on Saturday, October 30th, and I have not updated you all day. I think that's a problem with sometimes these weekend vlogs. I kind of check out. It's obviously the weekend. I'm trying to relax from my really stressful week. But I did get a little bit of reading done today, even though most of the day I've been watching movies. I haven't been editing. I haven't been playing The Sims. I've literally just been watching movies, and somehow that's working for me. That's when you know you're like really burnt out. So while I am coherent, I am 66% of the way into You Have a Match, and I'm not particularly excited about this book. I just feel like it's really slow for only a 300-page novel. And listening to the audio is not like excruciating, but I just feel like for how long I've listened to it, I should be a little bit farther into the book. And I even stayed up till 12:30 last night playing this new pizza game I downloaded and listening to this audiobook, and I just still feel like nothing's really like, not a whole lot has happened. Like we're kind of getting a little bit of like family drama, but it's just I'm not invested in these characters enough to give a shit. So we'll see if I can actually end up finishing this by tomorrow, but I'm not particularly motivated to do that. And then for Ming the Huntress, I did start it and I'm like 53% of the way into it. I read a little bit tonight, and I'm enjoying it. It is definitely steamy, and we haven't had like a full sex scene yet, but we've definitely had some sexy times, and I'm enjoying it. That's all I can really say. I think I'm liking it. I don't really have much else to say other than it's good, it's steamy, it's monstery, and yeah. I also started my best friend's exorcism today. I'm only like 40 pages in. I read it while I was in line for coffee this morning. Actually, I didn't even get coffee this morning. I tactically got an OG Gummy Bear Rebel from Dutch Bros, and while I was in line, which was forever, I read to up to 40 pages of my best friend's exorcism. This book is definitely taking it back to the 80s, and I'm really loving that, but I haven't really gotten very far into it to really know enough, and I think that one's definitely my longest book. It's like 300 and something pages. So that is my current Saturday update. I'm so sorry I'm not better updating you, especially on these weekend ones. I really fall flat on that. I think sometimes I can be better about it, but also I'm really burnt out from work, so I really don't feel like doing anything. Also, by the way, fun story, I lost my debit card and I looked for it for about 3 hours this morning. So that also really derailed my morning and my day, because I was really planning on getting up, you know, finishing at least one of the other books, and I didn't have a chance to do that. Yeah, so that was really fun. So that definitely set me back. So tomorrow, hopefully that's not gonna happen, because I have it in my possession. I don't know, I'm hoping Halloween is good. We're planning some really good movies for tomorrow. Halloween should be a spooky, relaxing time. Halloween, everyone. Anyway, I actually don't have much of an update. I understand Camp Weekendween was supposed to end tonight, but in my usual fashion, I'm going to continue on till tomorrow. You Have a Match is the only book I ended up finishing, and I think I'm gonna give it a whopping 2 stars. I really just did not enjoy this book, and I think it's just such a shame because it has everything like I thought I would enjoy, and I just didn't. It seems like it's gonna be like drama-filled and action-packed. You know, we have like a very dramatic setup, and I just never felt anything for any of the characters. And for such a short book with really short chapters, I just felt like this dragged so hard. This took me the full 3 days to complete, and I tried reading it in person. I tried the audiobook. It just didn't flow for me. I think a lot of it's probably just the writing style, and I just wasn't pulled into the story whatsoever. So it's gonna get 2 stars from me, and I'm really glad that it's over because I'm just kind of sad too, especially with the camp setting. Like, how do you make a camp setting boring? I don't know, but it was. I have not made any more progress in any other books, so I still have to finish Mating the Huntress, and I still have to finish My Best Friend's Exorcism. So I'm gonna give myself till tomorrow night to give you the update. I hope I can finish both of them by tomorrow night, which will be November 1st. We'll see what I can do, but I'm pretty spent. Anyway, I'm gonna go take a shower now, and then I'm gonna wake up and we're gonna see what I can get done tomorrow in terms of reading. I think I'll at least be able to finish Taming the Huntress, but I'm not really sure about the other book because I'm still only 40 pages into that. So that may have to be at a later time. It is the next day, and I ended up finishing Mating the Huntress, and I really enjoy this book. I think I'm actually gonna give it 4.5 stars. I think this is pretty rock solid paranormal romance. So this romance is between Luke, who is a werewolf, and Chastity, who is one of the younger daughters of this very large werewolf hunting family. And surprise, she is technically not a huntress, but basically she decides to hunt Luke on her own. This is definitely a true enemies to lovers romance because she literally tries to kill him. It's beautiful. I really enjoyed this, and I would recommend it. I think it's a fantastic novella. It's really fast and easy to read, and it's just a good old Tally Hipper time. I think the thing I loved the most is Luke was just the best freaking love interest because he is a true alpha male, but yet he respects her boundaries. He doesn't bully her. He isn't intimidating to her. And I think that is just so rare in romance in general, but especially I think with these paranormal kind of romances with werewolves or a power dynamic. And she was a hard ass bitch who is sweet and emotional and likes to be all feminine, and I really enjoyed this. And I love how Talia Hibbert is always really inclusive and always includes wonderful representation in her books along with some really nice smut. I really want the sequel because this is apparently the first in a series and I really need it right now. So anyway, that was successful, but I'm still really not that far into My Best Friend's Exorcism. I'm still only 60 pages in. So I don't know if I'll be able to finish that tonight, but that's my goal. I got off work an hour and a half later than I wanted to. So now it's cutting into my dinner time. So I'm gonna go make dinner really quick and I'm gonna try to read a little bit while it's cooking. Maybe I can at least get halfway. I think that's something. So I have made a very brave decision, and I have decided not to continue with My Best Friend's Exorcism. And I'm not DNFing this permanently. I just don't think I'm in the right headspace for this at the moment. And I'm already 93 pages in. I think it's fine. I'm just not reading it as quickly as I'd hoped to. And I also have a lot of other books that are lined up at the moment. And I was really expecting to finish this basically 2 days ago. So the fact that I'm still reading it is really putting me off my schedule. So I'm just deciding to DNF this for now. I'll probably just pick this up again sometime next year. I also really wanted the audiobooks. I heard the audio is great and I'm on wait for the audio for 2 months. So I think I'll probably save this for another horror reading vlog next year. I don't really think I'm gonna read too much horror the rest of the year. I'm kind of ready for romance or something different. And there's definitely a lot of other things that I'm looking forward to reading, and it's not this, so I'm going to put this on hold. So this is unrated, but let's go over all the books that I ended up finishing. Let's start with the highest one, which was Mating the Huntress, which got 4.5 stars out of me. I really enjoyed this and I would definitely recommend it if you want a really fast, sweet, paranormal, smutty novella. And I'm really looking forward to other smutty romance novellas now. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. The next book I read was Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, and I ended up giving this 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed this. I think this was a really excellent, disgusting, gruesome horror story that is just very twisted and weird and kind of went in a direction I wasn't expecting, but it definitely didn't captivate me the whole time. And I found some parts to be a little lagging, and I got kind of bored with the anecdotes that were told in this that I think made it a little more creepy, but they didn't really add anything to the plot. And I think I would have enjoyed something a little more fleshed out, a little more creepy within itself instead of relying on anecdotes within. And that's just my opinion. But this again was a really nice short horror novella. If you know any more, please let me know, because I'm always into novellas. I just love getting through a book really quickly and being able to like enjoy it, maybe like 1 or 2 sittings and just soaking it up. So let me know. In third place is You Have a Match, and I am giving this 2 stars, and it just wasn't for me. This is a young adult contemporary romance. In this, we're following Abby, and she takes a DNA test with her best friends to help them out because they're adopted, and then she finds out that she actually is a full-blooded sister, like in the next town over, and involves some family drama and her sister and her crush all at a summer camp. And you would think that'd be really exciting, but for me, it just did not hit. I think it was just the writing style. I don't think it really worked for me. This is a really great cover. It's beautiful. I think that the premise is great, and I think a lot of people would find it really heartwarming. It just didn't work for me, so sorry about that. And then, of course, this is unrated. So this one doesn't get a rating, so it's at the bottom of the pile. But it looks really interesting. Finally, like the 90-page mark, we are getting Gretchen's possession. So I'm definitely going to pick this up again at a later time. But for now, I'm going to focus on other things. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm so sorry that this is a lot later than I anticipated by like 2 days, but it's fine, whatever. At least I got something out to you. And if you have any suggestions for really short novellas, let me know, because I'm definitely having like a weird obsession with novellas lately. I don't know why. It's also probably because the last series I read is a series of novellas, and I'm just kind of obsessed at the moment. So please suggest some down below, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!